Disc herniations are one of the many things that can be causing your back pain if you sit all day. There are dozens of exercises out there to counteract the effect of prolonged sitting. The problem is, most of them are too simplistic and fail to provide the gains and the lasting relief needed to get you over the hump. Without movement, our ligaments and our joints stiffen and they begin to have less call for circulation. So circulation to that area starts to decrease, which is going to decrease oxygen and cause, you guessed it, in most cases, pain. So the secret is to take the joints and surrounding muscles through the full available range of motion, using the muscles above and below, and to try to increase circulation to the area you're trying to stretch, in this case, your lower back. If you're going to take the time to stretch, make the most of the time by using these secret modifications. The first secret to this stretch is to make sure you're taking the joint and the muscles through the full available range of motion by adding rotations and side bending.
Why do we want to rotate as we stretch our hip flexors? Well, throughout the day, we're not just moving in a straight plane. We're moving, we're reaching, we're turning. Whether it's daily activities or it's sports, we're never just straight ahead. We're always moving around, looking for things around us. Our hips, our spine, our entire body needs to be able to rotate and move throughout the environment. When we do our exercises, when we do our stretches, we want to make sure we're moving like we are in real life. So what we're going to do here is start off by tightening the glutes, tightening your stomach, and then just try to drive this hip straight forward toward the wall. And almost immediately you should feel a pulling sensation in the front of your hip. We want to add rotation to our hip flexor stretch. When we drive forward after tightening our stomach, tightening our glutes, we're going to add rotation toward this lead leg. We'll hold that for 10 seconds. Back off. We're going to go straight forward. We're going to hold the straight plane movement for 10 seconds. And then once you've completed that, you'll back off. You'll add rotation to the left. Hold that for 10 seconds. And each of these stretches is putting a different strain on your hip capsule. So any stretch you're doing, you're stretching out the joint and the ligaments and also the muscles. There's more to the hip flexor than just the hip. Keep in mind that muscle runs up and attaches into your spine, as we've commented in our other hip flexor videos. Click above, check out my hip flexor fix video. Now, because of that attachment, we want to make sure that we're keeping the spine extended when we do this. Abdominals are tight so our pelvis doesn't rotate, and our butt is tight so our pelvis doesn't rotate. I recommend taking each leg through 3 sets of 30 seconds total, where you do 10 seconds to the side of the hip you're stretching, 10 seconds straight forward, and 10 seconds away. Totaling 30 seconds, 3 sets each. Try to do that at least once a day until you feel like your mobility is where you'd like it to be.
The next secret to the hip flexor stretch to maximize your gains if you sit all day is to add arm overhead movement, which is going to really elongate your rib cage, further stretching the muscles as they attach down onto the hip. So when we want to stretch our right hip flexor, we're going to have the right arm overhead. As we bend away from the stretching hip, you're going to feel much more sensation of a stretch because you've pulled the ribs up, and it's going to add some tension in down because of the fascia connection. If you want to make it even more intense of a stretch, you can take a deep breath in as you reach overhead. 2 to 3 breaths. Once that arm's overhead and you're bending to the side, if you feel like you need additional stretch, bend backward with the arm in the trunk and you'll really feel that stretch increase in the front of your hip. If you feel unsteady or unbalanced doing this exercise, make sure you have something nearby that you can grab onto for safety. Also, make sure you grab yourself a pillow, because in the process of helping your back, you don't want to give yourself a knee problem. All in all, these stretches should only take you about 1 to 2 minutes. So once you're all through, hop back in your chair and get back to work. If you want to see a video that shows you the best way you can stretch your upper back while sitting in a chair, click here. To subscribe to my channel and help me cut out unnecessary surgeries and opiate use, click over here.